What's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It is I, the one and only OP Skills, back again for another episode of Victory Gaming Network. How's everybody doing today? And welcome back to another episode of Throwback Friday, a series where I go back to the early to late 90s up to 2012 and pick different types of movies, favorites, good, bad, doesn't really matter, to talk about. So anyway, since my last episode of Throwback Friday was one of my personal favorites, Pulp Fiction, to this time I thought we could do The Iron Giant, which is another one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and get started.
Giant?
Oh, God.
Okay, so The Iron Giant is a film brought to us by Brad Bird, starring Harry Connick Jr., Vin Diesel as the Giant himself, Jennifer Aniston, and Eli Marienthal as Hogarth Hughes. So, when this film was released in 1999, it literally crashed, not even making half its budget. But as time went by, the film's reputation changed entirely, largely due to Brad Bird's later successes with Pixar, such as The Incredibles and Ratatouille, and most recently Tomorrowland. So the film has actually went from a largely underrated gem to one of the greatest animated films ever made. The film is set in the backdrop of the 1950s, and the plot basically revolves around Hogarth Hughes, played by Eli Marienthal, who is your kind of typical adventurous 9-year-old who eventually goes out in search of the Iron Giant after hearing a story about it from a sailor in the diner his mom works at. What I would compare this film to most is E.T. If E.T. was a giant metal man instead of a short goblin-like alien from space. Not long after, one of the greatest things about this movie is the bond between Hogarth and the Iron Giant. That is the biggest driving force in this film. Not long after Hogarth meets the Giant, you immediately feel that bond between the two characters getting stronger and stronger as the film progresses. As the film progresses, the Iron Giant never fails to make us laugh, even shock us with the revelations of what he was actually made for, which is also when the action scenes come into play.
It's still alive! Shoot at it!
So finally, on my last note, it is certainly worthy to actually mention that the Giant himself is completely CGI, which is one of the best jobs of combining hand-drawn backgrounds or scenes, if you will, with CGI that I have ever seen in a film. So if you guys haven't seen this movie, you already know what I'm going to say at this point. You need to go see it. Really great film. So basically, that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. I can't talk. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Until then, take care.